Welcome to this low confidence and assertiveness training guide. I'm here to help you help yourself through some common life difficulties. In this session, we're focusing on tackling low confidence and also on building assertiveness. Assertiveness is a healthy way of communicating our feelings, needs and opinions, whilst also respecting the feelings, needs and opinions of those around us. It allows us to speak up for ourselves in a way that is honest and respectful. By the end, you'll have hopefully rediscovered some of the okay things about you, so you have a more balanced view of yourself. Have you ever felt that you're just not good enough? Most people feel this way at one time or another. Perhaps when going for a job interview, or going on a first date, being compared to siblings and so on. Low confidence can hold you back because you can talk yourself out of things. This can leave you feeling low or anxious. But you weren't born thinking that you weren't good enough. It's an idea that you may have picked up at some point in your life. Sometimes it could be because someone important to you might have said something critical or undermining, and that's got stuck in your head. It's most certainly not true. You really are okay. One of the other big reasons for thinking badly about ourselves is that we have our standards set impossibly high. We couldn't live like that all the time, neither could most people we know. So remember that good enough is good enough. Don't beat yourself up. In the real world, you don't have to be a perfect 10 to be happy, successful and popular. Millions and millions of people are okay being just good enough. In fact, the world's happiest people are those who know to be content with themselves just as they are. That doesn't mean we shouldn't try to do things to our ability, but it does mean not to beat ourselves up over things we just can't change right now. In fact, some very apparently successful people don't seem that happy at all, as we read in the papers and online every single day. But what makes people happy seems to be more about how we see ourselves and really connecting to things and people around us. Things don't always have to be perfect. You don't need to finish top of the class or to win the race. Instead, say to yourself 10 might be too many. 5 or 6 or 7 or so are just fine. We have to start recognizing that we're all works in progress and recognize our strengths as well as our weaknesses. And here's a typical example of someone who has low confidence and lacks assertiveness. Mia has just started a new job and is having serious doubts about whether she's got enough experience for this role. She feels like everyone around her knows so much more, and her colleagues are always correcting her. She thinks she isn't good enough and needs to build up her self-confidence. Mia has always avoided confrontations, so she lets things build up and it really gets her down. She feels useless and at times feels angry. But she isn't actually telling her colleagues how she feels or asking for what she needs. Many of you will have been in similar situations where you feel unsure and full of self-doubt. There are many things you can do about this. So let's get some positive ideas going with these 5 easy steps. Step 1. It's hard to believe I'm okay when you don't think you have the evidence. So, the first step is to spot some okay things about you. Things that you know are true and which challenge those negative views of yourself that you've picked up over the years. Try and think of at least 5 things about you that are okay. Things you do well, things you're interested in, times when you help others, that sort of thing. And if you feel stuck, then think what others would say. Sometimes other people are better at noticing our strengths than we are. So what do your friends say they appreciate about you? Write them down as your okay things list, a list of things that are okay about you. Write them down and put it where you'll see it, and remind yourself of them regularly, especially at times when you doubt yourself. As these things are true, it will help really boost how you feel about yourself. Step 2 is to use your OK things list so that you can change what you think about yourself. For example, try not to think like this: I just can't do it, I'm ugly, I'm no good at anything. Instead, remind yourself of all the things on your OK things list, and say it to yourself whenever you feel small. Choose to think things like this instead: I can do it because I did something from your list. I'm not ugly, I'm normal like everyone else with attractive and less attractive bits. Or, I'm just like everybody else with strengths and weaknesses. And take time to write these things down so you remember the OK things and you don't forget them. Step 3 is to change what you do, as we're all acting really. Everyone has an outside and an inside, and they can be very different. You know those people that seem so confident? They're actually just like you inside. But they know a trick, which is how to walk confidently and talk confidently, to stand confidently and dress confidently. And with these tricks, you can slowly become more confident yourself. Here's where you need to take up some acting lessons. It's easy to act more confidently, just copy someone who is. Maybe a friend, a colleague, a neighbour, or perhaps a famous actor, or someone at church or the mosque, temple or synagogue, or a favourite sports or pub star, or anyone else that you look up to. Here are some tips. Don't do this. Speak quietly. Instead, turn the volume up a notch or two. Don't stoop. Instead, walk tall and keep your chin up. Don't look away or look down. Instead, make eye contact with others as much as possible. Don't frown, try smiling, and you'll find that people smile back at you. Step 4 is do practice being assertive. Assertiveness is about putting your point across while respecting others. It's not the same as aggressiveness. Be assertive in the right way and people will have more respect for you. Here are 4 rules of assertion. Firstly, I have the right to say no. Secondly, I have the right to change my mind. Thirdly, I'm not responsible for other adults' behaviour. Fourthly, I have the right to ask for the time to think it over. That means you don't have to agree to things right on the spot. And step 5 is to ask some questions to help get people talking. Who, where, what, why, and when. Maybe asking things like, tell me about your holiday. Who did you go with? Where did you go? What was it like? Why did you choose that place? When's your next holiday? These questions all help get people talking. But don't forget to listen, be interested in what they're saying. Nod and smile. You'll find it gets easier and easier to talk. And if you find that you lack confidence talking to people, here's a tip. Try and look just past the person to start with. So it looks as if you're looking at them, but you're just missing eye contact. All of these things should help you to build your confidence bit by bit. Some of the skills may take a little bit more practice than others, but you'll get there. And don't forget, you're already okay, so do keep acting on things with this in mind. And thank you for listening.